Hi everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this over to the screen while we get started. I want to listen in on my cell phone really quick and just I didn't do a sound check before I went live, so we're gonna be a little chaotic. We're gonna have a couple of minute intro here for a second before I get into the questions and everything. But I'm just gonna listen in really quick and make sure that the music. I try to low free. I want to listen to music tonight while I'm. Okay, that sounds pretty quiet. All right, sick. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't overpowering or anything. I didn't do a sound check before I went live. Haha, joke's on me. But how's everybody doing today? I hope that you've had what are we? April? A good April. Good start to April. Good first week of April. Am I just like not even on the screen? Oh no, okay. It's just the way that I have this centered, I guess. So yeah, we'll be doing a Q&A. Tonight is my April Q&A session here on YouTube. I missed last month. Honestly, this whole year has been kind of a shit show for me. Like, I'm trying my best to I don't know, get organized again, get back on the weekly videos, monthly Q&A sessions, and all of that kind of stuff. So thank you, Panthera. I've been feeling extra emo and angsty, so I wanted to do like a way different makeup look than I have been doing normally. So it's not way different, but it's like slightly different. So yeah, toaster oven is lurking. So you're rotting. Look, that's a mood. That's a vibe. Me too. I'm having a very hard time right now, and I feel like I keep telling myself like I have no choice but to XYZ. I have no choice but to do this. And I do have a choice, and I want to make the choice to actively and passionately and powerfully make shit happen. Like that's what I feel like. I'm just going through the ringer right now. It's like the universe is throwing just about everything. I'm not challenging it though, because there's definitely some more things that could happen that would make my life even worse. But it's a lot. It feels really heavy right now. I don't know. So we're gonna do a Q&A. Before I get too far into it, I guess I should do like a normal YouTube intro for those that listen to this later. So hello everybody, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. For the Q&A, I'm Hey Shady Lady, a variety content creator on Twitch and YouTube. I've got a lot to talk about. I think this is going to be a Q&A session where I talk about some streamer struggles I've been dealing with, and I also want to do kind of an update on me and how, not like deep into my personal life or anything, but what I'm going to be doing with content creation this year, this channel, my blog, my Twitch, and stuff like that. Just kind of like I'm going through maybe like an evolutionary state right now, or a transformative. That's really what it feels like. It feels like should have worn my Phoenix necklace tonight. I was about to do a place that mentioned Panthera. That's exactly what I've got the website up over here, but I am going to include a sponsorship for tonight's live stream. So I will do that now. Thank you, everyone. Tonight's stream is sponsored by placeit.net by Envato. Placeit.net is a super cool website tool for you as a content creator that helps making design for your brand easy. They have a lot of pre-made templates ranging from starting soon screens to overlays, Twitch panel graphics, logo generators, merch generators. They have a bunch of different options. It's fully customizable color palette wise. They have some free options. They have some paid options. If you find some paid options that you like, there's going to be a link in my description box where you can get 15% off any purchases made. And yeah, thank you to Placeit for sponsoring my channel. They've been a great friend to my channel for several months now. So I'm very grateful to them. And yeah, if y'all want to help support the channel, check out Placeit, see if maybe some graphics catch your fancy, tickle your fancy, catch your eye. So yeah, and now I guess we'll move into the normal live stream portion. So welcome in, everyone. I'll say hi to our early risers. Patrick, you are here bright and early. You're like 2 seconds after I pressed go live. So welcome in. Thank you for joining. We got Aster Gray. Hi, Aster. How are you doing today? Dukesley, welcome in. Thank you. J-Rock Style. I was listening to Gazette. I wanted to listen to some Japanese metal today. So I was listening to some old school, well, not really old school, but like 6-year-old Gazette music. And while I was doing my makeup, and I guess I just like let the angst overtake me with my makeup today. So SG, hello. Phoenix Games, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining today. We got Panthera coming in. How are you, Panthera? Thank you so much for joining. Serena Jade, you just moved. Oh my goodness, that is a lot. Yeah, I'm wishing you lots of energy through this transitional period that you're going through. G and Jesus, hello, welcome in. Coming in with the dabs. Squish Dish, is that you? Oh, sorry. Jason Ong, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Not going to dox yourself. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's the thing about like YouTube is a lot of people use their names. So, well, welcome in. Thank you for joining. And Art of, is it Ama? Art of Ama. I love Gazette too. I haven't listened to them in a while. They're one of like, they have aged so well for me. I'm like, dang, I love this music still. I was actually thinking a lot about them, and I remember back in like when they were like transitioning from, okay, no one cares, I'm sorry. You do, but they were transitioning from like a pop, like J-pop. No, they were never J-pop, but they were more on the pop rock side, anime rock kind of music. And they were transitioning more into like a metal form, and everyone kept saying they were just like ripping off Dir and Grey, and they were like a copy of Dir and Grey. And I was listening to them today, and I was like, honestly, I'm glad they didn't listen to that criticism, because their music slaps. Like, and if they had been like really self-conscious about I was in my J-rock brain today, like, so anyway, yeah, we'll talk about streamer stuff. I'm sorry. G and Jesus, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Envy, are you playing, wait, Planet Zoo? Is that what Panthera's up to tonight? Been going down memory lane with Visual K. I think I'm just like, I'm like getting back into like emo, angsty, like metal scene kind of, I feel like I'm just tiptoeing back in that direction. So okay, welcome in. Is it Lisha? Is that how you say it? Lisha? Oh, maybe Lisha. Lisha. But yeah, welcome in. I did close my old Discord. Now fully through Offbeats Discord is where I manage everything. I'm liking the change so far. So let's see. How do we want to start today? I want to talk about a lot of things tonight. I want to keep the stream around 2 hours. Y'all are welcome to ask questions. I'd like them to like them to be around the topic of kind of emotional exhaustion, burnout, boundaries, trauma dumping, that kind. It's kind of like the mood that I've been in and what I've been processing for a couple of months now. Feels about like more than 6 months. Yeah, since about like November of last year, I've been going through the ringer with how I create content, how I interact with my audience. I've been really reflecting a lot lately. So I guess let me start by not doing the breathing thing, because I've been getting comments on like how my breathing stresses people out, and I'm sorry. I know, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna take time to breathe and not just okay. Lisha. Oh, I was right the first time. Look at me go. Okay. As soon as I started, okay. All right. What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about what's going on with my content, what's going on with this channel. I have been back and forth and back and forth and back and forth for years about making multiple YouTube channels, right? Should I have a channel for my anime reactions, a channel for my vlogs, a channel for this, a channel for that, and for Twitch tutorials? I've run a website since I was 14 or 15 years old. I've been someone who's had a website, a fan site for anime and J-rock and all of this stuff, blog, and a blog before the word, I mean, it was kind of, there was a blog, but like personal blogging didn't really, like, it wasn't mainstream at all. This would have been around 2005, 2004, when I was in high school, a little baby teenager. Anyway, the point is, I've been running websites, fan sites for my passions and my interests since my whole, like, over half of my life. Like, and when I got started on Twitch in 2016, I was on YouTube first, and my YouTube channel was my personal channel. It was all about my witchy, my how I found my spiritual path, coming out of the witchy broom closet, and makeup tutorials, and what else? Vlogging, just going around, sitting with me at the park, life updates. Like, so I had oh my god, a hit tweet. I had one viral YouTube video that popped off, how to talk to yourself when no one is there. My only claim to fame. Not anymore. The how to get started on Twitch in 2021 one just broke 500,000 views and is now my most watched YouTube video. those things have convinced me that my only worth is in Twitch tutorials. I had to process that internally after I said it. I'm sorry. I don't want to do that. I've never wanted to do that. Not do it. I'm happy to make tutorials. I'm happy to teach. I'm happy to talk about what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I will always want to do that. But I don't want to be a Twitch tutorial person. I don't want that to be my only thing that I do. I've never wanted that. When I was going through my website this past week, I've been trying to revamp it and get it ready to go and actually start producing content on it, blogging and archiving my occult and esoteric studies that we've been doing with Midnight Study Sesh on my Twitch channel, a tarot like archive and like my own like tarot book basically on my website kind of thing. I've been wanting to do that forever, all of this stuff, and blogging and researching paranormal and true crime and all of these things that are like actually what my passions are and what I love to do. And I like Twitch. Twitch took over my life. Twitch took over my passions, my interests, my branding, me, my brain. Everything became about Twitch all the time. Even when I think about Discord and like how toxic, I don't mean to say that my Discord is toxic. Overall, it's not. The majority is not. But it has there's a toxic energy strain that has been happening with me, and this has come from like parasocial relationships. I talked about this on my Twitch channel 2-3 weeks ago. So I'm still kind of expanding on that and kind of processing and evolving in that, right? My Discord, I only ever made a Discord because my Twitch asked me to. My Twitch community in 2016 was like, you got to get a Discord. You got to get a Discord. So even Discord spawned out of Twitch, and then Discord took over everything that I did. Discord has become my 24/7. I feel constantly responsible for community management and like responding to DMs, and it's not healthy. So I've been doing this for a long time. I'm still not anywhere near what I would consider successful. Successful to me is like being independent, and I have not reached that space. I'm doing something wrong, right? I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And I've second guess everything I do. I'm filled with self-doubt all the time. I let my community control me. That's on me. That's not on, like, I ask, I'm like, does anyone have any ideas for this video? Does anyone have, what do you want me to see? What do you want to see me do? What do you want me to see me do? And then I listen to it instead of listening to like what I want to do. I invite and create the space where I'm controlled. And that's probably from a space of insecurity, of not thinking what I come up with is going to be good enough, so let me do what they want me to do, kind of thing, right? Whew, okay, lot to unpack here. I've been processing a lot of this though, and I want to revamp myself. Starting with my website, starting with my blog, and everything is now going to center around my blog. When I was going through my blog and I was looking at it yesterday, I was setting up the sidebars so it would show my YouTube videos and my Instagram feed. I just looked at my YouTube videos and I was like, well, I can only have one feed over here of my YouTube videos. I can't have like multiple different YouTube like widgets over here. So why would I have multiple YouTube channels? Because this is limiting how I can advertise on my blog, right? My blog is where I should focus. My website is where I should focus. Not Twitter, not Instagram, not TikTok, not YouTube, not Twitch. None of them. My website, my baseline that is not, like Doogsley said in chat, create your own space, not bound by social media metrics and expectations. That's what I love about my blog is, yes, I can, on the back end, I can go in and see how many views the blog is getting. But it's not publicly accessible. It's not like liked by 500 people. I'm not like and nobody else runs a blog like I do. And I'm not like being paired up next to other websites like and seeing they're doing good and I'm doing bad. There's no comparison that goes on there because it's just my space, right? My space. Welcome in, Steve Hopkins. Thank you for joining. So, what is up, Envy? What are you doing with all these frog emojis? What is going on with you? Yeah, congratulations, Steve. I hope your first stream goes well. That's awesome. So I'm pulling back to my blog. I do not want multiple YouTube channels. The only channel that I will keep separate is my ASMR channel, because that makes sense. It makes sense that if people were going to autoplay a YouTube channel, they want the like calm, quiet, like whispered ASMR. Hello, welcome in. Let's go to sleep. And they don't want it to like jump to a new video or like, hey everybody, welcome back to a new video. They don't, and that volume change, it makes sense. That is the only one that logically makes sense to keep separate. Everything else, vlogging, anime reactions, makeup tutorials, it literally anything, teaching you how to make overlays, graphic design tutorials, animation tutorials, like Discord tutorials on tech stuff that I'm experienced and knowledgeable in. And the other problem that I've been running into as like a Twitch tutorial person is I feel like I have to do what the other Twitch tutorial people are doing, because I feel like what I want to do is not welcome on this channel. This is my own brain. It's nobody's fault but mine. This is what I got to work on here. I feel like my stuff isn't good to post here, but then I'm like, analytics are ruling my brain too. So it's like I look at the viewership on the videos and I'm like, this is the most recent video I put out, less than 1,000 views after almost a week, which metrically for me means it's a poor performing video, and YouTube is sure to tell me that in the dashboard. Worst video you've uploaded in the last 10 videos. Thanks, YouTube. But I look at that and I'm like, by all intents and purposes, this is a technical Twitch tutorial, and this is what my niche is all about, right? This is what I should be posting, and this is what should be performing well. But then I look at like the other content that is like, you know, I'm happy to see that like my weight loss videos are continuing to get meaningful comments on them and are making people feel actually connected to my channel in a deeper way. And or my witchy streamer routine video that I put up. So those videos are the ones that I think define my content better. They define me better as a content creator. And when I see that those are performing well, and then this like technical Twitch tutorial by all intents and purposes should have been my niche performed well is not, I'm like, that's because I don't give a shit about that video, if I'm being honest. Like I'm making what I feel like I have to make to cover my bases, and I'm not making the stuff that I'm truly passionate about, right? Okay, does any of this matter to you as a content creator? Dukes is going to get soup. Oh, hi unknowing G sign, welcome in. Dukes is going to get soup. I'll do the frog soup on the, oops. Luxo, hi, how are you? The website is empty, Lisha, so it's there mostly right now, and it serves as like a what's the word I'm looking for? Supportive. You go to the website to get resources that I talk about in my YouTube videos, and I kind of want it to be both. I want you to find my website on Google, and then it's like, wow, she does YouTube too. Or you find my YouTube and you're like, wow, she has a whole website that's archived with all of this interesting information that she's gone like researched, you know. Neela's Basement, welcome in. How are you doing today? I have a question. How do you feel about those kind of intense stream overlays? I personally don't like them. I don't know if I should have them. Look at this overlay. Isn't this nice? I have the bare minimum. I have me, or this could be your gameplay capture. This could be whatever it is here, the content. I have a small thing down here that's just reminding people that I have a coffee, a TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch under Hey Shady Lady, and I have the content that I'm interacting with or that I'm showcased. A very bare minimum. Overlays stress us out. And the other thing, oh, okay. Let me have a sip of water. They're not necessary. They are absolutely unnecessary. They are fluff. They are frill. They are decorative. They're a distraction. They're a diversion. They're a procrastination tool for a lot of small streamers that are scared to get started. And they're like, well, I can't get started because I don't have my alerts. I don't have my overlays. I don't have my this. I don't have my that. And the reason they think they need them is because they're looking at other streamers and they see all these bells and whistles and they say, oh, I can't be a streamer unless I have those. Literally just pull your cell phone out and go live on it. You don't have to have anything. You really don't. If the content is good, if you are good, if your passion is good, if you're a quality entertainer, or if you have an entertaining air around you, and this is something you can practice and work on. Some people are naturally born with it, but it is a skill that you can grow. you'll gain viewership if it's meant to be. If you're aligned, if everything is aligned, right? So yeah, don't stress yourself about the overlays if they are preventing you from making content. Work on them a little bit at a time. I do a little bit at a time. I'll go live with one, like I've got my, Breath of the Wild stream. I had that set up, and then 4 or 5 days later, I knew I had a different stream style I was going to be doing that required a different type of overlay. So I worked on that over the next couple of days. You don't need it. You don't need it all at the same time. Or when you're ready to go. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. As far as like branding and my website and all of this kind of stuff goes. This channel is going to be an amalgamation of all of the stuff. My website is now my priority. And anything that I need video content for on that website will be uploaded to this YouTube channel. I don't care if it takes me in the algorithm. I don't care anymore. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of algorithms and numbers and metrics and viewerships and the chain around our necks that tie us to everyone we've ever followed one time. I talked about this on my YouTube, on my Twitch about 4 weeks ago. I just recently unfollowed everyone on social media, all the way down to 0, including my own podcasts, my sister, my partner. I unfollowed everything down to 0, and I left it that way for a week or two. And then I slowly started adding back. I'm trying to take it. I'm trying to take it slow. I'm trying not to fall back into the mindset of like, they liked my tweet one time, I should follow them. Follow for follow culture is rampant, unrecognized, and unchecked in streamer society, streamer culture. It's incredibly frustrating. I talked about this at length on my Twitch channel. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but it's been a couple of weeks now. And I will say, I think that some people took what I did personally, because I've certainly noticed a huge drop off in interaction, engagement, viewership, and all of that. It infuriates me to a certain degree, because we collectively, we live in a society, TM, attach way too much value to who is and isn't following us. We take it so personally when we notice someone's no longer following us, and it's not always about us. It could just be, I don't want to follow any Twitch content anymore. I don't want to follow, I was following a lot of really beautiful, like, makeup guru people. And now every time I look at someone who has, like, flawless filtered makeup on, it makes me feel, like, insecure, and it's feeding into, like, a toxic, like, beauty standard, whatever, so they're not unfollowing you because you did anything wrong. They're just unfollowing you because you occupy a space that, creates an insecurity for them, and that's as simple as it is. Like, or they just don't care about video games anymore, or they don't care about, like, they don't want to watch talk about astrology content on whatever it is, whatever the niche is, or whatever your content is, or they just want to only follow their IRL friends. Like, people take it so personally, and we have to stop doing it. Like, I'm so sick of following, followers, follow count, algorithms, metrics, ratio, your ratio. I'm sick of all of it. It's frustrating, demoralizing, distracting, derailing. So many words that just completely divert you from what you're supposed to be doing. They derail and destroy. That literally is just a bunch of DE words that are coming to my mind. They've prevented me from being able to do what I want to do. So, parasocial relationships are something that I think that we don't really understand either. I think this is something we're all learning culturally together. As the internet grows, as more people become content creators, and as content creation becomes the new norm, the new socializing. So now it's everyone shares everything online. We don't understand boundaries properly. Everyone thinks they know everyone better than they do. We don't understand the difference between a friend and a networking relationship. We don't understand the difference between all of these different, like, archetypes. Like, and maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm projecting really hard, but I certainly see a lot of streamers struggle with this. So, this is a great question to segue in. because this is what I'm dealing with right now. Yes. Well, let me take a look at this first. When someone that you talk to daily or on stream, but you unfollow you because you're trying to reset, but then I'm assuming they leave because they feel like you have to follow them because they follow you. This is Twitch follow for follow culture. I'm following you. Why aren't you following me? Well, I'm in your stream. Why aren't you in my stream? I hung out in your stream all week last week, and you've not once come by my channel. I hosted you and rated you. Why didn't you? I sent you a cat pic. Please respond. Is literally like it's entitled. It's toxic. It sucks. Nobody owes you anything. You don't owe anybody anything. Do whatever you want to do. Burn it to the ground. I'm in such a like tower moment. Just knock it all down. People that think like this around you and people that put this energy on you are the ones that unfortunately it's so okay. Centering my energy, sorry. Trying to chill the energy out. I get blah, blah, blah. So I have noticed a parallel between the conversation that goes around about banning trolls when they come into your chat and how some people are scared to ban trolls because they only have 3 viewers, and that one person that's kind of trolling in chat a little bit is the only person that's talking in chat, and if I ban them, my chat is dead again. Hi Fuzzy Cello, tower moment, let's go. But if I ban this troll in my chat, I only have 1 active chatter, it means my chat will be dead. So I might as well just keep them around because at least somebody's talking to me, right? And then there's just a moment of like, just ban them because they're now controlling the conversation and they're controlling your energy and they're controlling the show. Protect your space. I have that conversation going around trolls is a similar parallel to ban this type of energy. Now, I don't not necessarily ban them, but block it out. And I don't mean the block button. I mean just like put a wall up and don't engage with it and don't look at it. You don't have to block or ban people unless they're really toxic about this kind of thing. But I don't engage with it anymore. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you're upset that I don't follow you anymore. It upsets me to a certain degree that you got upset because I'm like, why do you care so much? And now it's frustrating me that you care so much and you're taking this personally. Like there's that kind of exchange going on, right? Let me pull back to what's the parallel? The parallel is what has just happened to me, and this leads into the other question that B-Brains had. When I did this unfollow purge, I noticed a lot of people don't come around me anymore. They don't talk to me anymore. They don't show up in my streams. They don't engage. They unsubbed, like they unfollowed, which is fine. I encouraged everybody to unfollow what is not good for you. Like that's not the I noticed though. I noticed I have basically lost 50% of my average viewership. My engagement on every platform is down. Not quite by a 50% metric, but pretty close. And I've had so much reflecting that I'm doing of like, did I shoot myself in the foot? Was this self-sabotage? Am I an asshole? Like, was this like bad of me? What did I do wrong? Like that is what I'm asking myself, but I didn't do anything wrong. What this showed me is that a lot of people that were engaging with me were engaging on a parasocial, entitled, expectant relationship. They were follow for follow. They were only engaging with me because they expected me to engage back. They expected me to be in their Twitch streams. They expected me to follow them. They expected me to host them or be in their Discord servers or reply to their DMs or like their selfies and leave a comment, congratulate them on like. When these numbers left, when these people left, when the sub count drops, then yes, it sucks, but it's the same thing as banning a troll in your Twitch chat. Yes, the viewer count drops, but don't you feel better? Don't you feel freer? Don't you feel happier knowing that the people that are there now are there for the right reasons? They're not there to control you or claim your energy or have an entitled interaction and a transactional relationship with you. And that has been the lesson that I'm taking away from all of this. Okay. Woo. I don't know that you can prevent yourself from having a burnout. I'm reading this book right now, and by reading this book, I mean I'm 5 pages in. Look, okay. It's called The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. It is written, I'll read the first, just so you understand. I don't think that it's super like gender, but literally the introduction in the first sentence is, this is a book for any woman who has felt overwhelmed and exhausted by everything she had to do and yet still worried she was not doing enough, which is every woman we know, including us. So it's using gendered language. Keep that in mind. I still think the information is valuable. Okay, I'm 4 pages in, but I already highlighted something. You can't tell because I used the pink highlighter. I already highlighted something over here that is a definition of burnout I've never seen. And trust me, I've researched it. Thank you, Occult Neko. How are you doing today? Okay. I'll read this paragraph. When we told people we were writing a book called Burnout, nobody ever asked, what's burnout? Mostly what they said is it out yet? Can I read it? We all have an intuitive sense of what burnout is. We know how it feels in our bodies and how our emotions crumble in the grip of it. But when it was first coined as a technical term by Herbert Freudenberger in 1975, burnout was defined by 3 components. 1, emotional exhaustion, the fatigue that comes from caring too much for too long. 2, depersonalization, the depletion of empathy, caring, and compassion. And 3, decreased sense of accomplishment, an unconquerable sense of futility, feeling that nothing you do makes any difference. Emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and a decreased sense of exhaustion. You're fatigued. You've cared too long. You've cared too much for too long. You don't have empathy or compassion anymore for anybody around you. And you feel defeated. Like nothing is making any difference. Why bother? I don't care about anything anymore. Like I can't do this anymore. That's exactly where I am right now. And it's where I feel like I've been for years. I don't want to, so like unlocking the stress cycle, let's unlock it. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm so sick of being a professional burnout. Like, okay. Who's it by? Oh, sorry. I should have included that. Emily Nagoski and Amelia Nagoski. I think they're twins. So yeah, they're at least sisters. I think they're twins though. So yeah, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle, Burnout. By Emily and Amelia Nagoski. I haven't read it yet. Can't give you the full, but I'm, you know, the back of it says, in these pages, you'll learn what you can do to complete the biological stress cycle. Complete the biological stress cycle. That means that I'm in an unfinished cycle right now, right? How to manage the monitor in your brain that regulates the emotion of frustration, and how, oh, I guess they go into body image issues here. So how the bikini industrial complex makes it difficult for women to love their bodies and how to defend yourself against it. So yeah, I guess be warned about that too. It goes into body image issues. I just saw the word patriarchy. So it's definitely like I guess like a feminist themed like burnout book, but okay. Thank you, Tina. How are you doing today? Oh my God, French bread to dip in your soup. Delicious. Wow, that could be the lumpy bio. Look, lumpy. It might as well be my bio at this point. How do you deal with starting something new and no one wants to watch or follow the progress? And should you continue? I've been having another epiphany lately. And I've taught this in my videos. If you're streaming for money or you're streaming for viewers, then you really need to check your expectations and maybe go in it with a different focus. I wrote something down to myself. I'm going through it right now, and nobody take this personally for themselves. This is just what I'm feeling. I think I don't even know where I wrote it. Maybe it was in my iPad, and I don't feel like digging through my iPad. No, here it is. Burnout is a privilege. I'm burnt out and I can't do anything. Like, okay, so this is toxic. I already feel like it's toxic saying it out loud. It's what I'm trying to like. I'm trying to get myself out of it. Okay, maybe that's toxic. Never mind. Take it back. Maybe that's, but not everyone has the ability to just like when I go in, okay, I'll explain my thought process behind that. When I go into a burnout, I stopped streaming. I stopped making content. I stopped doing stuff. I can't help it, really. It's that's on depression and mental illness. But not everyone can just stop. Like not every, like some people have children, you know what I mean? Like I don't have kids. I don't have people depending upon me to provide for them. So I can just stop. Like, and I think that's what I mean when I'm telling myself that it's a privilege to burn out. Ty, like it's a privilege to not be creating, like and I think I'm trying to just kick myself in. It is toxic. It's like the working class, like work till you die, grind till you die. Like, so I'm going through it right now. I need therapy, and the universe really shit on me yesterday, so okay, I'm sorry. I'm going through it. That's what I want to say. I'm trying to process all of this stuff. I don't know if you can just not burn out. I think that I don't know if you can. I really don't. Some people, I guess, are just natural. They're lucky. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. Is it in their birth chart? Like, maybe they're born with it. Maybe it's they're an Aquarius. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know. I wish I did. I wish that I could just stop it. Like, I don't know what I've been trying for years and years and years to not burn out. And burning out is like trying really hard. Tried so hard, got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. That song was just a burnout song. Oh, sick. Okay. Yeah, that's what I feel like though, is like I keep pushing myself up, and then I'll just drop off for 3 months, and then I'll have to regrind the numbers back up, and then I drop off for 3 months. How could you not do that? Like, if I was giving myself advice 5 years ago, if I was giving someone advice that's like worried about this, maybe they're born with it, maybe they're powered by a mini nuclear reactor. I also don't think this is just streamers. I see the astrology community talking about it. I see the art community talking about it. I think that this is what's in the air right now. I think that it's, we live in a society. I think it's our culture. I think it's the way that we have to bust our ass to barely have enough to pay rent, and probably student loans for a good majority of my generation, at least. We have no choice. And especially now that maybe this isn't just streamer yeah, I'm on some shit today, but we have no choice but to monetize as much as we possibly can, because especially with like the world changing as it is, nobody, like, old jobs don't exist anymore. They're not paying us enough, so we're having to like monetize our passions, monetize our hobbies. We're having to, like, that's late stage capitalism, right? So we can't tell, I can't, I don't mean to project and speak for other people, but maybe we can't tell the difference between work and play anymore. And that means we never play. We never do anything for fun. Content creators, certainly. Maybe this is a growing pain for content creators, but Leah Jade says, I think burnout being a privilege for me means I fail to even try to get out of it. Yes, I totally understand that, Leah. That's what I feel like too, is like I'll just let myself wallow sometimes and just sit in it. Just literally, if y'all have ever seen Howl's Moving Castle, where Howl drama queen, his hair gets dyed a color he doesn't want it to be, like accidentally, and he comes downstairs and he just slumps over, and this ooze just comes out of him, and he's just stuck in this sludgy ooze, and he can't move. I don't know that he can't, he won't. He could control it. He could suck all that ooze right back up. Like that is what a burnout feels like to me. It feels like I just secrete this, like, this protective layer of sludgy venom so no one will get near me, and then I just wallow and sit in it, and then I'm just like, I look around, I'm like, ugh, I'm surrounded by sludge and grossness. This is awful. Like, what a miserable person I am. I'm so miserable. This is wow, look how terrible I am. And I just blah, 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 all the way down, and I stay in it, and I just like fester. Like, it's festering and rotting is what it feels like. And it's so hard. Comfortable depression. It's uncomfortable. No, it is comfortable. Yeah, it's comfortable. It's something I understand, I guess. And I know what yeah. So, all right. Mamela, hello, welcome in. So, yeah. Yes, this is great, Lisha. A few content creators I watch have said making themselves work hours has helped. Only working 9 to 5 or whatever hours you want to give yourself. Building in days off, building in work hours. I do not even, and I don't do this right now. This is what I need to work up to. But no, I don't open Discord or Twitter or anything before like 9 a.m. and I don't look at it after like 11 p.m. or better work hours than that. That's still like the whole day, right? Content creation is a little difficult and different because of the nature of it. Our job is to socialize, basically. Our job is to talk to people and comment on the world and all of the, you know, comment on things. Like, there's another thing that I've been kind of compartmentalizing lately. Living in a state of control instead of a state of reaction. And that is incredibly difficult as content creators because a lot of our job is reaction content. Like, we are reacting to, especially streamers. Someone comes in and said our reaction to them in chat, our reaction to their, a reaction to the alert popping up. Like, yeah, office hours, for working from home, kind of thing. Dukes has a recommendation. Holly Marie's podcast, Hunting for Purpose. What is up with all these frog emojis tonight? Why are they everywhere? Manda says, I feel like it's comfy because I can control my success if I don't. Oh, yes. And this, I think, is fear of success. Instead of fear of failure, this is actually fear of success. I feel like it's comfy because I can control my success if I don't do anything at all versus actually trying and maybe failing. Like, this is why, like, if you half-ass something, you know you're half-assing it, it doesn't feel as bad when you fail because you're like, I didn't really try. Like, I think I said this in my how to get started on Twitch video, like, saying these words out loud, I'm getting like, oh, I've said this before. I didn't even try. So, who cares if I failed? It wasn't even my best effort. Like, this isn't even my final form. I don't care. Whatever. But if you really put your whole heart into it, and this is why, like, when I have applied for things and worked really hard on the application and still get denied or I still don't get it, it hurts so much because I tried so hard. So yes. And if you kind of half-ass a bit, this is where, like, it doesn't matter if I fail, and I know I'm probably gonna fail because I'm not really trying. And this is a bit of self-sabotage too. Look at these damn frogs. I can't stand y'all. Yeah, these damn frogs. Listen on the frog of reverb. Okay. All right. Let me think if there's anything I want to wrap up with this kind of, like, I'm sure, regarding this whole burnout conversation. What is? Oh, Holly Marie's podcast, Hunting for Purpose. This is difficult. This is a big question. This is a big question for you. It sounds like a very, also, like, age specific, maybe not age, but a maturity level, right? Your mom doesn't support you doing YouTube and streaming. I'd love to make it full-time in the future, but she thinks I should go to college. I would almost, I'm processing and trying to think of the right thing to say. But I would almost recommend talking to other mentors or adults that you trust and respect, and they have your best interest at heart. Not to say that your mom doesn't do any of those things, but getting more opinions, because I could see how, like, education, there's certain, like, now I'm not a big fan of college, right? I'm a little biased, but at this age now, if I had known what I wanted to do, and I did, but I was led astray by adults that did not have my best interest at heart, because our school system sucks. At least my high school did. If I had been if I'd been pointed in the right direction, I'd been sent to school for costume making, business, like managing your own small businesses, and production, video production, and that kind of, if I had gone to school and gotten extra education, that would have been excellent for me, and I probably would have been able to excel a lot faster. So if you can go into a higher education space where you can expand on these skills that would support your streaming career or content creation career, then I would recommend that. Social media marketing is a degree now, according to Panthera. So So let's see here. Burnout feels like a nice warm dova that keeps me wanting to stay in bed because I don't want to get up, and then I look back as a to see what I can change to not burn out so quick. Reflection. I keep looking back, so if we're gonna let's jump back into burnout. And does your burnout, this is does your burnout make you reflect on how to improve to try to last longer without burning out? Yes, I think that every time I come out of a burnout, this is what I do, is I look back and I say, what did I do wrong? And I have friends that are like, you're not doing anything wrong, stop always trying to blame yourself, but what can I do differently? Maybe as a less toxic way to phrase that question. How can I do this differently? And I started to say this earlier. Advice I would give to someone or myself from 5 years ago on how to avoid burnout. You're not going to avoid it, I don't think. Not me. Boundaries. It's all about boundaries. And those boundaries look like a lot of different things. If I was really specifically trying to talk to myself in 2016, oh girl, put the wine bottle down. No, but get back to your website, get back to your baseline, quit trying to make it on social media. I feel like I've had a rotten foundation from the beginning because my intention has been to become successful on social media. And I think that's for me, that is the wrong approach. So website for me, but this could also just mean like baseline, like your focus, get back to you. Like these social media platforms are tools to promote and share what you're doing in your creative space. That's okay, Phoenix. I'm sorry for stumbling over it. But you're doing great. Thank you for your questions. Y'all can call me Shady. Ty is my name, but Shady. I even signed my business emails as Shady at this point. So, does burnout make you reflect? Can you plug your website? Oh yeah, I've been talking about it a lot. Maybe I should. Look at you. It's just heysshadylady.com. It's dead right now. I'm revamping it, trying to get it set up as a blog, like a blog archive. So it'll have all of the tutorials. I'm going to try to convert all of my YouTube videos into blog tutorials. I'll also be archiving how to read tarot and tarot card interpretations and symbols, deep dives with what we've been doing in Midnight Study Sesh, where I'm deep diving esoteric topics and things like that. So and of course it'll have like shopping lists, playlists. Like I have a whole artsy creative section to makeup tutorials and stuff. And what Dukes is calling it, decentralized content is the way. Panthera's saying if you build a website from the beginning, that content is evergreen and it never goes away. I will say you look a lot. Website's a whole other, that's a whole other ball field or game, because now you have to learn how to code a website and all of this. Website might not be for everyone. It could look like something different, and maybe your baseline is just YouTube, or it is just one of these social media platforms. It's not for me. It's been websites, and when I look back at me as a child, 15-year-old me, that's what she was doing. There was no social media, and I was happy as a clam with my little Inuyasha fan site, getting a couple thousand hits a day on it back in 2006. So I ran like a MP3 rotation website where I shared J-rock music. So it's like I was sharing my passions for media specifically, anime that I liked and music that I liked. And I had a personal blog where I would just update with like that was my baseline. So, and when I ask people, whenever I'm doing like stream coach sessions and stuff like that, I usually get into a point of the conversation with the person, sometimes just with my friends too. It's not even like, oh, and speaking of coaching, this Friday, so tomorrow, at 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing, 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night in my Discord server, which I'll put a link in chat if you'd like to join. This is going to be a sub-only event, so you could either do the $5 tier here on YouTube, you could subscribe on my Kofi with the $5 tier, subscribe on my Twitch, or you could boost my Discord server. And you'll have permission, you'll have the role to get into this, but I'm doing a sub only stream review meetup. This is going to be my April one. I'm going to do these once a month. They're always going to follow these Q&As. So it's going to be a first come, first serve. And anybody that would, hi Sylvie. Yeah, I stream on YouTube once a month right now. We're just going to sit down, first come, first serve. I'm going to use a couple of people's content as examples to kind of create a larger conversation for the group that's there. And we'll go over your channel, your audio, your graphics, and your strategy maybe, and questions you might have. We've only done one before as kind of like a test run. But it went really nicely, and I got to like 3 people, I think, where we just kind of like went through their content, and it was about 2.5 hours long. So it was a good little sesh. So, but yeah, okay, backtrack. Yeah, Squarespace is good for website beginners, or like Wix or Weebly. Like there's all kinds of like beginner website things, but you could also do like Tumblr or anything like that, wherever you want to create, a baseline for yourself. I like the word baseline, foundation too, but it always lets you come back to a center point. And then you're not caught up on like what is going to work on Twitter, what is going to work on YouTube. Like, I think that this is another thing that I've been having like a bit of a revelation about or whatever, but sponsored by Squarespace. I'm a control freak, and I'm used to coding websites from like forever ago. So I find that Squarespace and these other websites, they don't give me enough control personally. For a beginner, they'd be phenomenal. They're great. They take a lot of strain and stress off of it, but I like to be able to adjust pixels, and you can't quite do that with Squarespace. So, but yeah, okay. So, I hope you have a good shower, Neela. Thank you for being here. Managing burnout. Preventing it. Yeah, going in with a different focus. And the reason that I would tell my younger self, yeah, your MySpace coding, literally. The reason that I would tell my younger self, but she's not even that much younger, but like my 2016 version of myself. Oh yeah, wait. I know where I was now. The coaching thing. When I am in coaching calls with people, or I'm with my friends and helping them out with their streams or whatever it is, I will often find myself asking them, what did you do for fun as a child? And that's getting into that inner child, like rejuvenating that inner child. Sometimes what you did for fun as a kid is not appropriate for content creation, meaning it's not something you necessarily want to try to monetize or create out of. So like, but a good example for me is like when I was a kid, I liked to put on plays with the stuffed animals and make my whole family watch me put on plays. I liked to perform and entertain people, right? Another example, like this is an example of something I loved doing as a kid that could convert to content, but probably won't. I was outside playing and searching for bugs, and I just loved to find bugs and figure out what kind of bug they were and put them in a little terrarium thing and study them for a day and release them. Except for caterpillars, I like to raise them and turn them into butterflies and release them when they were butterflies. But that doesn't necessarily translate to I could just be like, let's go exploring and I could make a YouTube video out of that, but that feels like something I could do, not content related, like just go play out in nature and look at some cute bugs for a bit, and I would get grounded and feel better in myself. That would rejuvenate my spirit a little bit. You don't think your underwear dance would be allowed? Mr. Lee Sensei, what's up? How have you been? But yeah, but like me putting on plays, and I also liked to do pretend school with my siblings. I would teach Pokemon. I would quiz them on Pokemon. I also like to do math quizzes. I've always loved math, but I would make quizzes about Pokemon, like how much they weighed and which Pokemon is this number and what Pokemon type is this. And so that's, again, like as a child, I liked to teach. I liked to grade quizzes. I liked to guide, kind of thing. And so there was entertaining, there's teaching, and right around puberty, well, even before that, I liked to dress up and make costumes and, you know, play dress up with the Barbies and stuff. So like costume making and that kind of, that's been there since I was a child. So that, when I'm asking people that, when you're trying to figure out what to focus on, video games, of course, were there too, anime, cartoons, fantasy, like fantasy genre. So these, when I'm reflecting on what my child liked, that's what I'd like to see myself still doing now, in some way, shape, or form. What I love about a website, is that it's a space curated by the content creator I'm wanting to engage with. Social is constantly trying to pull me away to ensure I stay viewing. This is true. So, and to a certain extent, websites are still trying to design, they're designed to try to keep you on the website too, but I don't think they're nearly as bad as like Twitter, and all of these social media platforms are like super focused on keeping us there, making us stay there, and increasing that viewership on the platform. So that's where all of the clickbait stuff starts to come in, and then this is why it's such a nightmare. And if I'm focused on trying to like beat the algorithm on YouTube with my YouTube videos, this is when I stop making the content that I'm actually passionate about, that I would have put, that I'm making for my website, and I start just making stuff that's going to perform on YouTube. And then I get caught up in the rat race of YouTube, and I lose track of who I really am. A Moana moment. The heart of Tafiti has been stolen by the YouTube algorithm. So I got to get back to that baseline. And for me, having that anchor is that is what I would tell myself. Have an anchor that keeps you grounded and out of the rat race of social media, because that is going to destroy your spirit and derail you and distract you. Boundary setting too is that in some ways that is boundary setting, but having a support system so that you don't depend on social media for your validation, having a support system off of the internet. It doesn't have to be off the internet, but off of your social media platforms. Like, it's a space where you can go to get support and validation from people. That is super important. And I know that is a luxury in some cases. When I started streaming, I didn't really have a friends group for years. It took me a long time to get to that space. Oh my God, red velvet cake. Everyone's having red velvet cake lately. Ugh, I'm jealous. Thank you, Lumpy. NeoCities has been healing and fun as a Web 1 participant. Just a bunch of millennials making very cute shrines to Inuyasha. Very inner child healing. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna have a chocolate chip. My chocolate fix for the week is just a bag of dark chocolate chips, but it was like it's $2.50 as compared to a bag of Dove dark chocolate that would be half as much chocolate and twice as much money. So chocolate chips it is, okay? Yeah, red velvet cake is just chocolate cake dyed. It tastes different because we're really psychologically very strange creatures, and we're like, when we look at it, I don't know, it's like I was eating something weird the other day. What was it? It wasn't weird. Maybe it was the noodle dish I made. It was these big, thick, delicious, fat noodles. Ugh, so good. And oh yeah, and it had a bunch of seaweed and spinach in it. And as I was chewing it up, I just kind of like whoop out of my body for a second, and I was like ignoring the taste and just feeling the texture, and I was like, what if this was just bugs and worms in my mouth right now? And like, it made it taste really gross, and I wanted to spit it out. Like, our brain changes. It's so weird. Those noodles were great though. Red velvet is supposed to be made with beets. Look, you learn something new every day. Oh, happy birthday to your sister, G and Jesus. Aw. Okay, so anybody have any questions around what we've been talking about so far? Anything that they'd like to dig in a little further on? I feel like I've been kind of scatterbrained tonight. Apologies. I'm scatterbrained in general right now, to be honest, but yeah, so let's see here. We talked about the website stuff, baseline. Website could translate to anything for you. I don't think that the social media is necessarily evil, but if it starts to control and dominate you, stress you out, that follow for follow thing kicks in. And especially another thing I haven't really touched on yet is comparison, and the thief of, isn't that the quote? Comparison is the thief of joy. But it's hard not to do it when you're on social media, especially like I was following like 800 to 1,000 streamers. And so, and it's happening again. So I've got to figure out, I've got to readjust my Twitter and my Twitter algorithm, because every time I log into Twitter right now, it's still streamers bragging, which is fine. I'm not telling you not to share your, I actually, that is built into my content creation schedule is, oh, hello. Okay. There wasn't a name attached to it. She just popped up. All right, hold up. I'm turning her off. It's built into my content creation schedule is to openly show gratitude once a week. So that I can be like, hey, you know, like reshare a nice comment from a YouTube video, or like celebrate a milestone or something like that. Cause I think that's like, but when I'm following a bunch of people that constantly do that, and I'm in a burnout, and they're just like, oh, I just hit affiliate. Oh, I just got 500 subscribers. Oh, I just did this. Oh, I just got gifted 80 subs today. And I'm just like wallowing in that Howl's Moving Castle sludge. And I'm just like, ugh, must be nice to be so perfect and loved. And I'm just a miserable failure over in my corner. Like, and then it drags me down further and further. And that sucks. I know it sucks, and I know it's toxic. I know it is. But when I'm in these dark spaces and I see other people just constantly winning, posting their W's, and I'm over here just living in a big fat L, like, it's, and in some ways I think that seeing that, like, constantly, like, because it's little bit snippets of people, but they're not sharing the struggle, they're not sharing the hard parts. Some people do, but not everybody does. So it's that same thing with Instagram. Like, the person that's sharing the beautiful beach vacation of their delicious beach bod and their beautiful family and their, you know, rich bitch car that they have behind them. Like, they're not showing, you know, the bags under their eyes when they first wake up in the morning, or whatever it is. They're not showing the ugly side of their life. They're showing the manicured, polished side of their life. So, Nikki, welcome in. Thank you for saying hi. Hi, Julia. How are you today? Oh yeah, we could talk about trauma dumping a bit. Yeah. Website wins from the consumer POV, as you can visit one once in a while when the content creator can upload as often, while yes. So you can go at your own pace too. You're not constantly trying to fight an algorithm. So when you feel burnout coming on, what are your suggestions for combating it? Stepping back, stop for a second, calm down, slow down, put some boundaries up. My voice is getting all gravelly. Step back, drop some stuff. So if you're streaming 4 times a week, drop it down to once or twice a week. Cancel extra things. Say no. That's what I would say. If no, I'm not going to collab. I can't collab. I'm sorry. My schedule is I'm overly booked right now. No, I can't do that. No, I can't take on that responsibility. No, I can't do that for you. No. Start saying no. Lower your schedule a little bit, cut it in half. I mean, this is very similar to, like, what do you do if you're lifting weights a lot and you start to feel like your muscles hurt, like in pain, not just a good, oh, feel the burn, it's great, but like you're actually like hurting your body. What do? You take some of those, oh God, I'm not a sports person. Duh. What do you take off of this thing that you lift over your head? Are they just weights? You take extra weight off, so that you can lift it easier, and you're not going to like pull a muscle or strain the muscle or rip it or tear, whatever it is that you do. I'm clearly not an athletic person. But it's the same thing. It's a mental strain instead of a physical muscle strain, but it is still kind of a muscle in a certain way. So you have to take the weight off. You have to remove the weights. You have to lessen the weight that you're holding over your head, so you don't strain yourself or drop it on your head and give yourself a concussion, right? So yeah, slow down, say no, reduce the weight, take it a little easier, and give yourself a couple of rest days. Like, take some rest days. I guess that's the main thing. Like, try to think of it like working out. Try to think of it as like physical exercise. And how do you deal with yourself when you are physically exerted? What does it look like? You have to take an Epsom salt bath. You have to take care of your body. So take care of your mind too. When I feel a burnout coming on now, I know a burnout is coming on for me because I start talking about the word burnout. It starts to come back into, when it comes back into my vocabulary. And it usually is, I'm not burnt out, but I'm not burnt out right now. But or no, I'm not really burnt out. I can handle all of this. Like, that's usually the warning sign right there. That's when I'm like, oh shit, I just said it, so it's happening. Like, and I probably need, it's not just taking a break though. Like, it means that I'm doing something that I don't like. It means that I'm doing something that I don't enjoy. So this could start to really sit with myself and say, like, why am I streaming Breath of the Wild right now? And this is, I'm picking on it. I love Breath of the Wild. I'm enjoying the streams of it. This is not the case with Breath of the Wild. It was the case with Tarot, but it's not always going to be the case with Tarot. So why am I streaming this game? I'm streaming it because I think that I'll perform well in it, because I'll be at the top of the search bar because of my viewership. Oh, I'm not streaming it because it's fun. Okay. Well, then I need to stream something different. What do I want to stream? And then no, that's already the wrong question. What do I want to do right now? What do I want to be doing when I like, how do I want to spend my time? Like, at the end of this week, what do I want to have accomplished? That's what I should be streaming. It's not always going to be a video game. That's why I've been streaming Midnight Study Sesh, that's why I started that whole new series, which has nothing to do with video games. It's not content that I've really seen done, like, on Twitch just a couple of times, but it happens on YouTube. Study with me. Like, so I want to, at the end of the week, I want to have a blog post. So it's all coming back to my blog, right? I want to have a blog post about like how to interpret the Fool card in Tarot. So I need to do a deep dive of all of the symbolism in the card, and that's going to take me hours. So why not stream this process, and then I can create a blog and a YouTube video out of the research that I did live. I'm live streaming, I'm available, and then I've put an ASMR twist on it so I can create like a relaxing content, so it serves a purpose beyond just the research of it, so that I can, it feels like a good match with streaming, right? Like a creative way to stream that thing that I want to do so that I can produce something else at the end of the week, and that's streamlining it, right? And that was stepping away from other content that was performing well, getting me a lot of followers, my view count was high, I was getting a lot of money, a lot of subs, but I was doing it for those reasons. I didn't want to do it anymore. It was stressing me out, burning me out, and exhausting me. But I was doing it for all of those other reasons. And when I like really reflected and was like, oh no, like, this is why I'm burnt out, because I'm doing something I don't want to be doing. And in a certain way you could call that selling out. I guess you could. I hesitate to put that word on it because I don't like the word sellout for us as content creators, I guess, because it makes us, I think that really feeds into imposter syndrome, or sabotage. Maybe that's one, self-sabotage of like, I don't want to ask people to subscribe to me on YouTube because I'll be a sellout then. I don't want to say like and subscribe and hit the notifications because I'll be a sellout then. I don't want to get a sponsor because then I'm a sellout. I don't want to succeed because that means I'm a sellout. And I think there are ways that are definitely like obviously if I like came on here and was like trying to sell y'all Raid Shadow Legends, that's probably like a sellout moment. But at the same time, I have to pay my bills. So this is another like kind of epiphany moment I'm having with content creation and streaming, is like, it's okay to pay your bills. It's okay to as long as you're not compromising your morals and ethics, like to a certain, like, and Raid Shadow Legends would kind of do that. But as long as you're not compromising your morals and ethics, then I think we should stop beating ourselves up about making business moves. And this is a job, and it's a new type of job that we're learning to understand collectively. And what I can't stand, I posted something on Twitter the other day, and one of my more emo moments of just really in my feels about my viewership going down, and how, like, logically I understand that I'm going through a transition phase. I'm coming out of a burnout, and I'm drastically changing the content that I'm producing. So I know logically that the numbers are going to be down, but emotionally it's very difficult for me to deal with this. I'm struggling emotionally with this. And I had some comment from some random person, a troll, I suppose, but a random person that was not following me. I was not following them. We'd never communicated before. And so just keep your damn mouth shut to me. Like, why are you talking to me, kind of thing. This wasn't posted for you to comment on. This posted for me and my community. But anyway, I digress. They said, something like quit, like it was like to the essential, like, quit whining and looking for so much attention online and get a real job, or something like that. And get a real job. What makes a job real? Like, it's so frustrating. Like, I'm paying my bills with this. Is this not a real job? Like, it's a job. Like, people pay for this service, so it is a real job. There's so much, like, I don't even care if people promote Raid Shadow Legends. It's just an ad. It's not hurting anyone or promoting some toxic product. I'd rather them succeed. I just don't like Raid Shadow Legends is all. I don't care either. Like, it's an ad. It's an ad. Like, it's an ad. It's a sponsored section in your video that allows you to pay your bills and make more videos. And I know that we've all just kind of gotten in that. Radio shows back from the 1940s were like, oh, let's have a word from our sponsors, like CBS or NBC, whatever it was, like daytime. Like, sponsorships are how entertainment has been able to, art really, how art has been able to exist for so long. Like, commissions and stuff, like some of the most beautiful art pieces could never have existed if they weren't commissioned to paint them, like the Sistine Chapel and all of this stuff. Like, somebody's got to pay the bills. Like, so real job, did they mean that thing that doesn't even pay enough to own a home? Lumpy spitting facts out here. So yes, now I would like to talk about trauma dumping. Selling yourself is always harder than selling anything. Bashful geek girl, literally, that's a fact. This is the best type of relationship, I agree. And this to me symbolizes a non-toxic community that actually cares about the content creator and wants them to succeed. When the YouTuber gets a sponsor and everyone's like, yes, get your bag. Like, I'm so happy you got a sponsorship. Let's go. Like, get paid. Like, that's a good relationship, and that's a non-toxic audience. So yeah. Commissioned by the good old church. And that's why I like, okay, don't even get this is midnight study sesh shit, but when, like, was it Michelangelo, or the guy that did God and Adam touching fingers, boop, he snuck, like, alchemy shit in there. I don't know, it's like the human, it's the human brain, and he snuck stuff in. That was just a real big, like, the church paid me to make this, and I snuck some shit in they did not want in here. Like, Inyaman, welcome in. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna talk about trauma dumping now. Let me get where did Pantheras go? Yeah, at some point, okay, I do want to, I enjoy doing tarot for other people. I gotta reassess my relationship with it. That's all. I've gotta get a better relationship with it. That's literally all it is. Where did Panthera go? Panthera, could you re-ask me about trauma dumping so I can put it on the screen to make it easier when I thought I had your little comment in here, but I'm not seeing it. The hot Lucifer statues, what? But it was too hot, so they hired another, and it was, oh my god, where the church hired someone to make a Lucifer statue, but it was too hot, so they hired another, and it was even hotter. I have been on an unfollow and block mindset if someone or content just doesn't jive with you. And I think that's a really powerful space to be in. This is a good mindset to have, of just block it out, get rid of it, remove it from your sphere of influence. We're allowing ourselves to be influenced, but it's a diet. We consume social media. It is a diet. What are you feeding yourself? Quit feeding yourself toxic junk. Don't eat poison. Don't give your mind poison. Like, make sure you're following things that are actually fueling you well. So Michelangelo was doing OnlyFans before it was cool. I don't know if it's Michelangelo or Michelangelo, and now I'm self-conscious. Okay. Panthera, how do you deal with trauma dumping as a streamer? I ignore it in chat. I think that's how I've learned to deal with it. I don't necessarily want to shame people. It depends on what it looks like, of course. If this is like a long-term viewer that's just kind of like having a bad day, they're just kind of like expressing the bad day. If it's too I don't want to say toxic, but if it's too traumatic, dark, heavy for me, I will probably not respond to it out loud. But I don't want to punish them necessarily. But if it's someone that's coming in that's just like, I'm ready to self-delete, and they're a new name, I'll probably ban them. They're a new name that I've never seen before. I would just ban that outright. Because that happens a lot with like tarot like content creators, is you have to deal with a lot of like heavy emotional stuff coming in. But I'm new, so I haven't gotten any trauma dumping. I would like to know how to deal with it. Self-delete. I'm like, how can I get around the YouTube censorship here? No, I was like, wait, Neko, what do you mean? You love it? No, I'm kidding. I used to try to justify their behavior or justify why I needed to block them, but I finally switched mindset to what is best for you. And I'm still kind of in this, like, sometimes I'm like, they haven't really done anything wrong. I can't really block them. But Dukes will be the first one to tell me to just block. What are you doing? Block them. Protect your space. Protect your space. So how do you deal with trauma dumping as a streamer? It's so nuanced. There's not a one-size-fits-all answer to this at all. It depends on how long the person's been in your chat, how long they've been around your community, your relationship with them, your interactions with them, because your frame of reference for what trauma is, because some people are like very outspoken activists for normalizing mental health issues like depression or bipolar borderline, whatever else. Like they speak on it all the time in their streams. So I'm definitely someone who is like very open about struggling with depression and mental illness and all of this stuff. So if someone were to come in my chat right now and say like, oh, I struggle with mental illness and depression as a streamer, how can I, you know, sometimes I'm too depressed to, like, we had a question like it earlier today, like it's easier and more comfortable to kind of go into the wallow of why we talk burnout is a privilege. Like, and some people who never talk about like mental illness or anything like that might see that as trauma dumping because it's a heavy subject to them, because they never talk about stuff like that. They don't make space for stuff like that. When I see it in chat, I've already created a conversation around it, so it is not, that would not be trauma dumping to me in this context, in this space right now. Now, say maybe tomorrow on my stream, I'm playing Breath of the Wild and we're all having a great time and just laughing and giggling and making jokes about, you know, Link and Zelda and all of this stuff, and then someone comes in and is like, oh, I'm really depressed today and I don't know how to deal with my depression. Can you help me? In that context, it's not appropriate. And in that context, it does feel like trauma dumping. It's like you just came in and just dropped your trauma. The reason this is so nuanced, though, is it's not our jobs as content creators to be therapists. That is the first and foremost. It's not we're not qualified. That's not what we're here to do. We are here in some cases, but to make spaces that are fun and relaxing and an escape and all of this kind of stuff, like that is our purpose, or what we're here to do. Like, but that doesn't necessarily equate to therapy. Like you're giving someone therapy. But here's the but, and I don't mean to say the but to disqualify or discredit everything I just said, but I think that we need better resources for people who are struggling with mental health, mental illness, because I think that sometimes people have nowhere else to go except that one Twitch streamer or that one YouTuber, or they don't know where else to go. And if we all collectively had better education and more resources available to send people to, or there were more like accessible spaces, so this is a societal issue. So there's not a solution for us individually as the streamers, except to collectively demand, you know, better things, right? And try to improve society at large. But so I don't know why I went on that whole tangent there, other than to say, like, punishing the individual that is seeking help for, or like validation, or to be seen and heard and feel connected, is I don't think the right answer. Protecting your space as a streamer does mean sometimes you're just going to have to ask someone like, hey, that's a little heavy, and I'm trying to keep it like fun here right now. I'm not in a space. Okay, that's maybe okay. I'm too philosophical tonight. I'm sorry. So maybe an actionable answer to this. Damn, I'm sorry. I did not realize the mindset I was in, or the thought processes I was having today. But an actionable answer to this: if I'm playing Breath of the Wild and we're having a good time, we're giggling, we're enjoying our life, and a longtime viewer comes in and is just like, oh, Shady, you know, I'm just really having a hard time today, and I'm really struggling with my depression, and I just feel really alone right now, and, you know, my so-and-so just passed away, or my so-and-so just broke up with me, and I see that, and they're you know, 7-month sub streak. They're in my chat every day. We have a back and forth. I know, you know, my reaction and response to them would probably be something along the lines of like, oh no, I'm so sorry that you're struggling today. Hopefully I'm trying to script this right now. Oh no, I'm so sorry that you're feeling that way, or I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that or struggling with that. That sucks. And hopefully you can find some relaxation here, and we can kind of help bring a more chill energy to you, or we can help you relax, or we can help you feel better while we do XYZ in Breath of the Wild. And then I would segue it right back into what we're doing. So if it's a longtime respected community member that's struggling that day, it depends. That's why I said it's nuanced. Like, sometimes that's appropriate, and other times, if it's like a brand new person you've never seen before, reacting and responding it to that way could create the parasocial and toxic relationship with you, where they're like, oh, the only person that's given me validation on this, I will come back every day and talk to them about my depression, because this is so it's nuanced. I don't know how to answer it, I guess. And maybe it's like a constant struggle. I wish that we as streamers, maybe this is something that we need in the streamer space, is a resource, a collective resource that's like, where can we send people who are struggling with their mental health and mental illness? Like, where's the place to send them, right? Usually it's very easy to discern, from Dukesley says, it's very easy to discern who's having a bad day and needs to vent, which is a totally valid boundary to enforce, as opposed to someone who is holding chat hostage to trauma dump. As someone who isn't qualified to handle someone's mental illness, all I can do is direct them to helplines, websites that are geared to assist them in a crisis. And if they continue to push my boundary, they need to be escorted out. Yeah, this is a good idea here from Onionhead. Lots of people have command links to mental health services and include a generic speech where they say they aren't a health professional, but they're sorry about what they're dealing with. I think this is probably a good, like, canned response. Like, that sucks that you're dealing with it. I'm so sorry. Here we can hopefully give you a good space to feel relaxed and laugh a little bit. Meanwhile, here are some links to some resources that are equipped to handle this. That would probably be the good go-to response for something like that would help you kind of navigate that space. Do you ever look at your channel and think, I need to do this many vids or streams, and then go, well, how does the consumer feel? That's interesting, Lumpy. Nobody's asking actors these things. Sometimes we got a really weird relationship. This is again philosophical, sorry, but the way that we treat content creators is a little strange. Not just content creators, but people that are in the public eye, because we expect everybody to have an opinion on everything, and if you don't speak on topics, then you shouldn't be silent because you should use your platform to speak on this kind of thing. I don't think everyone's qualified to speak on everything all the time, forever. And I think that that's why we get really stupid takes sometimes, is because we feel pressure, content creators or people in the public eye feel pressure to make some kind of statement about every big thing that happens in the world, or else their silence is compliance with whatever it is. Literally anything. The everyone felt the need to, all of it. I don't even want to get into the specifics of like the scenarios. Everyone can probably think of 5 major things that have happened in the last 3 years that everyone felt the need to make a social media statement about, right? That is toxic, I think, and not every content creator or person in the public eye needs to make some kind of statement because they're not educated. They're not like, but at the same time, like if you're feeling called and feeling drawn to do it, feeling passionate to do it, and it feels right for you, then speak. I don't ever want people to feel like they shouldn't speak their mind, but I also don't think people should feel pressured to speak on subjects because of and so we don't ask actors for mental health, but as soon as like an actor says something that's like, you're an actor, shut up, nobody wants your opinion on this thing that happened in politics or this thing that happened in the world, like no one wants your opinion, you're just an actor, shut up. Like, but then it's also like, whether they're an actor or not, they're still allowed to voice their opinion. So it's, anyway. Michael Rosenbaum, Lex from Smallville, is really big on talking about mental health on his podcast. Oh, I didn't even know he had a podcast. That's awesome. Okay, preemptively having boundaries in place is great. Then the decision is made for you already. Yes. Having your understanding what you are and are not going to create space for. And the new streamer, I should say, it's not about being a small streamer. The new streamer doesn't necessarily understand what they need boundaries around. And when I first started streaming, I didn't know that I didn't like being talked to a certain way. I didn't like being asked certain things or asked to do or react or be certain things until I experienced them. So the new streamer coming in is going to have a lot of lessons to learn and a lot of experiences to go through to sort of gauge what they do and don't like, what their boundaries are, what their rules are going to be. So I think going into streaming with an open mind and being flexible and allowing yourself to change and shift, and then being confident and strong enough to say to people, I don't like that. I don't want you to talk to me like that. I don't want to be treated like that. I don't want to make content around that topic. I think that's super valid. We all serve different purposes. We all have different roles. Some people are going to be champions of certain things, and other people are here to just be the idiot that plays Minecraft. That's their job. That's their function. That's their role. Like, oh, yeah, Miss Ayala, thank you for repeating that. I did want to answer this question. I want to start reading tarot for others. Is there anything I should be looking out for? Nervous to encounter bad juju when reading for strangers. Oof. I think that even whether you're reading tarot or not, you might absorb some negative energy from people. So like, I've got my little black crystal in my evil eye back here. This is like my little witchy solution currently. But reading tarot for others, your boundaries need to be in check a lot harder than the average streamer. You need to know exactly what you are and are not comfortable talking about to people with. Like if they come in and want to ask you for financial advice, do you want to talk to them about that? If they come in and ask you about sex advice, do you want to talk to them about that? Do you want to do relationship readings for people who aren't present? Or does that invade your understanding your boundaries and what is and isn't appropriate for you? I don't think appropriate is the word I want to use. Acceptable for you. Yeah. Setting boundaries, and then grounding before and after every reading, disconnecting, not taking on everyone's problems forever, or concerns or questions or queries forever. Yeah, Onion, I love this. You also have to remember that you're okay. You are allowed to create a boundary even if you had previously been okay with it. Personal boundaries are valid at any time for any reason. And this goes for a lot of different things in life. This could also be said like just consent in general. Like you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to say no whenever you want to. You're allowed to be like, actually, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore. Let's rewind a little bit. G and Jesus, have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here. Yeah, even if it doesn't make sense, even if the other person's confused by it, like that's okay. Like they can be confused and y'all can have a follow-up about it another time if they're really feeling their feels about it. Whatever it is, if it's like, no, I don't want to do that collab with you anymore. No, I don't want to read tarot for you anymore. No, I don't want to do this anymore. Like there can be a follow-up and a conversation that happens, but you're allowed to protect yourself and protect your space. So, yeah, Dukes, post your link. Dukes is an excellent spiritual advisor, I guess is what I call you, a tarot reader, just an all-around great person. I think it's faezi.love, faezi.love. Okay, so we talked a lot about boundaries. We talked a lot about parasocial relationships to a certain degree, unfollowing people, protecting your boundaries, creating a baseline for yourself as a content creator so you're not getting swept up in algorithms anymore. What else did I want to talk about tonight? We just talked about trauma dumping. We talked a lot about burnout and kind of navigating burnout, what it could look like and how you can manage it a little bit better. Do we have any other questions tonight? How long have we been going? Let me see here. 7:30 p.m. It's 9:04. Okay, we're about an hour and a half. Thank you, Lumpy. Yeah, I guess I'll just open it up. Do we have any more questions for the evening? And they could be, yeah, I'd like to kind of keep them on topic. Like emotional exhaustion, emotional protection. Smeebo the sunflower. And I will say that if y'all are looking for some more personal feedback on your content, and you're a subscriber, you'd like to subscribe either here on YouTube, YouTube or Kofi with the $5 tier or higher, a Twitch tier 1, or boosting my Discord server, and you would like to get some more personal feedback, we're doing our sub only stream reviews session tomorrow in the voice chat. So you can join in the Offbeats Discord, discord.gg/offbeats, and join us there. Vladrazen, welcome in. How are you doing? And we'll be doing that. We've also got a couple of other events coming up this month in Offbeats. We have a VTuber meetup. So if you're a VTuber and you're looking for some other VTubers to kind of swap ideas with, that is this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Next week is going to be the Celestial Cafe podcast on my channel with the magical guides of Offbeats, Dugsley, Panthera, and Fuchsia. And we'll be meeting up to discuss the full moon in Libra, and what that energy means for you. And then later that night in the Discord, we'll be having the Magical Minds meetup where we all hang out in the voice chat and swap tarot readings or show off our new tarot decks, or dig into maybe our birth charts or something. On April 16th, we have art night where everyone hangs out and does art together. There's a group creator chat later this month where all of our streamers and content creators meet up and kind of have a peer review session and hang out. That's on April 18th. And then there's the planner party at the end of the month where we're setting up our May planners. So thank you for the link, Lumpy. Yeah, there's my Kofi in the description as well too. Thank you, Panthera. And yeah, on my Kofi, I have my content creator planner. If you'd like to help support me and my content, you can check out my Kofi, and you could just drop a little love there, buy me a cup of coffee, or there's my Good Notes planner. I am got a lot of plans, and I think I'm gonna move on them. Definitely busy. Yeah. Oh, Dukes, you can't post links? Oh, maybe I have them turned off. Haha. Joke's on you, Dukesley. I said post your link, Pog. April Fools. Yeah, I made a new routine last night. So, because I'm going into a totally different schedule, but I'm wanting to, so much. I don't even know where to start with it, but I'm going to be trying to gear up to 2 YouTube videos a week. It looks like 1 to 3 Twitch streams a week, plus a collab stream with Envy doing Stardew Valley. Blog posts going up weekly, and Instagram live once a week where we do a get ready with me makeup moment. So I've got like a whole content routine regime I'm about to like dig into pretty heavy. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm trying to get out of, I don't want to be pwned. I don't want to be I'm just gonna power through. I'm gonna power through. I don't know. I'm gonna power through. I'm not gonna let myself stop. I'm gonna keep going. So oh yeah, I am doing a collab stream tomorrow. By the time some of y'all are watching this, it'll probably be gone at this point. But if y'all are here tonight and you're interested, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be on Gothfish's Twitch channel. And we're going to be playing Phasmophobia. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very silly. I love Phasmophobia. But it does scare the crap out of me. Gothfish 1. I believe that's Gothfish's Twitch channel. I think it's a 1 at the end. Just boosted your Discord server, Onionhead. Thank you so much. That's we will see if you would like to. 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We'll see you in the sub only stream reviews. Yeah, that's Gothfish's channel. Okay, cool. Stardew chicken plushies are now ready for pre-order. Ah! Oh my god, that's so cute. Sorry. There's one question that's follow for follow territory. How would you go about explaining you can't sub? I'm a SHAM, got 1 free Prime a month on Twitch. I don't think I know what the acronym means, SHAM. And are you just talking about like your friends in Twitch? Like, how do you go about explaining you can't sub? Stay-at-home mother. Oh, okay. Stay-at-home mother. I see. Damn, okay. Clearly I have no children. I would have okay, so oh, look at all of y'all. Wow, do we have a lot of stay-at-home moms here? Interesting. Yeah, like Lumpy is saying in chat, you should never have to explain why you can't sub. You shouldn't. I don't ever tell anybody. Like I'll kind of make jokes. I'll be like, sorry, I'm a broke bitch. I can't afford to sub to you, but here's a cute emoji in your chat. Like 9 times out of 10, people don't care. Your streamer friends don't care if they don't. If you can't sub. Like even my close friends, it's the close friends usually like are like, you don't have to sub. You don't have to sub. It's the more. You don't have to though. So it is in follow for follow territory. And if you're involved with people who feel like sub for sub, honestly, okay, off on a tangent, but why would we ever do that? Because all we're doing, like if I'm sub to you and you're sub to me, we're just throwing $5 in a pot and pulling $2.50 out, and we're giving Twitch $5. For what reason? Like we don't, I mean, I guess like if it's like early in affiliate hood and you're trying to get all of the emote slots unlocked and stuff, I can understand in a certain way, but like don't even bother subbing to each other at that point. Just like host and raid and boost each other's tweets and whatever, like support in different ways. Like you don't have to explain this to anyone. And if you're involved with someone who is, and I have had people like this in my past of like, it doesn't usually come of like, well, I'm subbed to you, why aren't you subbed to me? It usually comes months later, and it's, I've been subbed to you for months and you've never done anything for me. You've never donated, and I donated you this amount and you didn't do this. Like it usually comes months later after a build up, and that is their own problem. That is not my problem. Okay. You chose to do everything that you did. And I never said, unless there was some kind of like, hey, if you sub to me, I'll sub, and there was never that. There barely ever is. Like, yes, an active chatter is worth 100 subs. Cascade Dragonfly, welcome in. How are you doing? Friends and other content creators. I spend a lot of time on mom forums. Aw, Julia. An active chatter is worth 100 subs. An active chatter is more important. Well, it's more valuable because it helps create energy and life in the stream in the moment. So yes, if you have people in your sphere that are creating that space around you, you need to start ghosting them. You need to start putting boundaries and walls up and stepping away from them a little bit, because that is incredibly toxic. It is entitled. It is not a genuine, it's toxic, it's controlling, it's manipulative, it's not good. That is not going to be beneficial for you. And they're also probably eyeballing all of your victories with envy and resentment. Like every time you get something, they feel like they deserve it too. That's the same type of energy. It's the same type of person. So just yeet them out of your life. Don't create too much space for that. The more energy you give to it, the worse the relationship grows, and the harder it is to pull that weed out when you really need to. Experience speaking here. It sucks. It sucks. Okay. Do we have any more questions? I think if we do not, I might wrap us up. Haven't dealt with that just thinking ahead. I hope you don't. I hope you don't. It is a toxic relationship. Can I ask about timetables? Like, do you stay consistent or change it to avoid burnout? Change. Be flexible. Adjust as you need to adjust. My stream schedule has changed a lot. And sometimes it's like I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a month later I'm like, actually streaming 3 days in a row sucks for me, so I'm actually going to stream Mondays and Thursdays now, 2 days a week. And then maybe a month later I'm like, you know what, I'm not streaming enough now. Like I'm still like, I still need to stream more by the end of the week. I feel like I have more energy, so we're going to add in a Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. And then a month later, I'm like, you know what? Wednesdays kind of suck for streaming. Nobody comes out. So I'm going to do Sunday, Monday, Friday now. Like, flex around, experiment, have fun, change it up. Just stay in contact or update your community. Keep a graphic posted somewhere on your Twitter, or everyone tells you, you know, pick a schedule and stick with it and stay consistent with it. But I think it's more important to experiment and find what works for you. And some people are not schedule people. Some people are just going to be like, whenever I go live is when I go live. I don't have a schedule. If you want to know, then hit the notification bell and hopefully you catch me. Some people function better like that. There's not a one size fits all answer for probably anything in streaming, because we're all drastically different human beings. And we're just sharing ourselves online. So everyone functions in a different way. If you function better with a strict routine, and you know it helps you relieve stress by knowing at 6 p.m. I should be live, then create that for yourself. But if you are someone who gains stress by like, oh my God, I'm not live at 6, and if I'm not live at 6, then I'm doing something wrong and everyone's gonna think I'm a flake and I'm not trustworthy, then don't give yourself a schedule. Like, just say, I'll be live sometime tomorrow night. I don't know when. Sometime in the evening. Sometime, maybe, I don't know. Like, it's okay to be that type of content creator. It's okay to be the strict schedule content creator. It's okay to experiment with both types and see what works for you. Exactly. A lot of people work flip-flopping schedules. They work jobs that's how it's always been. I've only had a couple of jobs where I worked a set schedule. Most of my jobs have been like, on Mondays I get my schedule, so I don't know until Monday what days I'm going to be able to stream that week, because I have to prioritize my job first. So I'm interested in starting streaming, but since I'm trans, I'm afraid of mean people. Any advice? Thank you. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out what to call you. I'll just call you Fluffy. That's we'll go with Fluffy. So there's a huge and wonderful community on Twitch. The LGBTQIA+ tag is a good, like, I would start by finding people in that tag. There's also a trans tag, and there's a tag for a lot of the different expressions of the rainbow umbrella. Is that what it's called? So there's a thriving and powerful community on Twitch where you can start to root in and create friends around that space, and I would highly recommend that. I would highly recommend starting to integrate yourself in that community, so you can have a support system around you. there's a lot of hate on Twitch. There is a lot. We're still dealing with like hate raids and stuff like that, and hate speech being said, and it's all over, and it's unfortunately on Twitch too. You will get mean things said to you. Everybody gets mean things said to them, and people online are like elementary school bullies. They will make fun of your nose, they will call you fat, they will make fun of your gender, they will make fun of your hair, they will, whatever they see as a weakness, that's what the trolls are going to attack. And it happens to everybody. And sometimes they're not even like just a surface level. Sometimes it's like someone who's been watching you for 6 months and says some deep cutting shit to you, and you're like, whoa, damn. I hate to say it, and I've always heard it from everybody that's ever talked about doing YouTube and Twitch. It's part of the territory. I don't want to say it's part of the job. It's not part of the job. It's part of the territory. It comes with it, and there's literally nothing we can do to stop it. Even if you block words, people will always come up with new words to say. Have a solid support system. Get yourself integrated in a supportive community. So making friends with other streamers, finding the tags on Twitter, Twitch, integrating and creating a support system around you. That is the first step, or the first thing that I would recommend. The second thing I would recommend is a good security system on your Twitch where you have a lot of words blocked. You have a bot that is helping to purge and delete things with like obvious go-to hate speech words, that, or any words you can think of that you're like, I don't ever want to see that in my chat. Get that set up, and have something set in place. So I would search like hate raid macro, or like hate raid stream deck like thing. I'm not sure exactly how to search for it. Maybe someone in chat will know of a specific video, but it's a chain of commands that will kind of lock your stream up. It will turn your chat into emote only mode. It'll turn you on to sub only, so that if you're getting raided by hateful people, you can shut the stream down so they can't spam your stream with stuff. That, like, having a security system in place is the best way I can put it, to protect yourself if that happens, because it's a bit of an issue right now, and it's all something that the LGBTQIA community is coming together and trying to resolve, because Twitch is not doing the most. There's a little bit that they're trying to do, but they're not doing the most. So we're trying to help protect each other. So that is what I would say for that. Also, be yourself, be loud, be proud. There's a lot of people that are going to be empowered and benefited by you sharing your authenticity online. So go for it. Don't let it stop you. Share what you have to share, and be who you are proudly. And it will empower you so much, and it's going to empower a lot of other people too. And like Dukes is saying, there's some people who use pingtubers or VTubers to protect their identity and explore their identity safely. So this is an option too for some people. Yeah, Luca Baruga saying making people verify on mobile and have two-factor authentication turned on, so that people can't just randomly make a Twitch account. You can also set it so that people they can't talk to you until they've been following you for like more than a day or something like that. So Lumpy says Serybot, S-E-R-Y, Serybot helps with hate raids. Thank you, Kamarobu. Appreciate you. Okay, I think how would you approach someone if you wanted to collab with them at any stage of your streamer journey? I would just message them. I wouldn't do it publicly. Like, don't tweet them publicly. Don't approach them publicly in Discord. You're putting them on the spot, and that's like that can be seen as rude, and it stresses some people out, because then they feel like a public, like, I can't reject you publicly. Like, then I'm gonna look like an asshole. Like, so DM them, reach out to them, find their business email, reach out and be like, I have a collab inquiry, I have a business inquiry. Or some people are gonna be like, yeah, let's do it. Some people, depending on who it is like, here's my rates for an appearance. Like, it's different strokes for different folks. So yes, like Dukesley said too, sorry to backtrack, get some good mods. This will come in time as your community grows, but also if you have a support system, friends, a sister, a best friend, a partner, someone that can be in your chat as a mod and help kind of like ban the people so you can just focus on streaming. But pulling back to this collab question, How would you approach someone if you wanted to collab with them at any stage of your streamer journey? Message them confidently and don't bullshit around. Like, give them the 3-sentence summary. Like, hey, I really like, you know, maybe you could be part of their community. You could talk to them already. You could just like reach out to them like out of the blue, I guess. I've done it all different ways. But if I like for example, when I wanted to have LJ on my Just Streamer Things podcast a couple of weeks ago, I DM'd him on Twitter, and it was maybe 3 or 4 sentences of like, hey there, I really like your content about XYZ. And I think that we could have a really interesting conversation around these specific topics of the streamer struggle. And this is who I am. This is the podcast I would like to have you on. Here is a link to an example of an episode of it, so you can get a feel for what this content looks like. And I would love to have you on sometime next week. Is this something you're interested in? And what does your availability look like? So that's like a lot of words, but it was like 3 or 4 sentences. So it's just like, could be like, hey Doogsley, I love your tarot content on Twitch. I really enjoy how you do XY. Like, I really enjoy how you do energy readings for people, and I would love to have you guest on my Witchy Talks podcast next week, where we discuss the best ways to go about being a tarot reader on Twitch. I usually do this on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Is this something that you would be interested in? And if so, would this time work for you, or is there another time that would be better? Right? Like, that's a pitch. Don't come in with like 4 paragraphs long of like beating around the bush. Don't DM them and say, hey, can I ask you a question? Just shoot your shot right off the bat. No fluff, no bullshit. Tell them, like, give them the short end of it. Like, this is who I am. This is what I value about your content and why I think you would be a good match for this type of content I want to create with you. And this is the time that I would like to do it, or this is the time frame I'm trying to do this in. Is this something you're interested in? That is how I would pitch a collab with somebody. Can I ask you a question is literally the most cursed DM of all time. You just did. Like, that's my attention right there. Like, ask your question. Like, just ask the question. So, let's see. Where can I find your podcast? I don't have an official spot for it yet. I'm working on getting my website organized for this, Lindsay. Thank you for the question. But it is the one with LJ specifically, and a couple of other people I interviewed for Just Streamer Things is in a playlist on my YouTube channel. And I think the LJ one was just 2 uploads ago. So it's right at the top of my video uploads if you want to grab it there. Hopefully I will be getting things set up on my website shortly, but there's a lot of work to do with my website, so I'm taking it a step at a time. Catalente, is that how you say her name? Catalente, a girl on YouTube. Oh, Caitlin. Let me see if I can find it and link to it. I'll do Carlian collab. Let's see. Nope. Trying. Hold up. Catalente collab. No. Can anybody confirm their username? This is what Miss Elia. I usually don't respond to just like if it's a hi message. If it just says hi or hey or what's up, I don't reply at all. I don't. But can I ask a question? Depending on my mood, sometimes I'll be like, sure, what's up? But depending on my mood, I'm usually not going to. Cat Liente, thank you. Cat Liente. Asking bigger Twitch streamers for collab. Oh, I've seen some of her stuff before. She's great. There's the link in chat if you'd like to check the video out. Asking bigger Twitch streamers for collabs, how to reach out. Going off. Phoenix Games, thank you so much for being here and for your wonderful questions tonight. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay. Shady, I've been struggling with an identity crisis as a streamer, having two completely different niches that just don't click together. I do tarot readings and gaming / just chatting occasionally. I feel like I'm in a similar boat to you. What is it about them that don't mesh, do you think? Like, there's two answers here. I'm graduating and evolving into a space where I'm sick of worrying about niches personally. I don't function well with, I'm not a niche. I'm a human that has I'm a multi-dimensional person with a lot of different interests, and I don't like feeling boxed in. That's my Sagittarius moon, I'm sure, but I don't like feeling limited on what I'm allowed to make content on or talk about or do or enjoy. So it doesn't work for me anymore. Everybody says, everybody in the whatever says niche down. And yes, algorithmically it is better because algorithms love similar content. People like to subscribe and know what they're gonna get, and everybody that watches, like, if people are looking for Twitch tutorial content, they're probably looking for like how to get a good setup, what computer to buy, what's a good webcam, how to manage your chat, how to mod someone, how to add an alert. They're probably looking for all of those things too, and they're not necessarily looking for like, so we had stay-at-home moms is like that's another niche. They're not necessarily looking for how to make sure your kids go to bed at the same time every night, or like in my case, like how, like struggling with a weight loss journey. They are not necessarily interested in those crossover topics or those topics as well, but there will be crossover. And what I'm starting to look at my YouTube channel and anything else like is I am one like fishing boat, and these are a bunch of different fishing lines I'm throwing out to catch all kinds of different fish, not the same type of fish over and over. Like, I'm trying to catch a bunch of different, so it's like I have, like, you might come in from like a true crime video that I did, you might come in from a Stardew Valley stream that I did, you might come in from a Twitch tutorial that I did, but you all hopefully would stay for the personality and the energy. And that's, some of us are the niche, some of us are the personality, and that's, I think, a question to ask, right? Girl, just do it motivations. Yeah, it's good. That's good energy to have. Like, just quit psyching yourself out. Is there, I don't think there are BTTV emotes on YouTube, but I'm not 100% on that. I'm still kind of new to streaming on YouTube, and I haven't really deep dived into it. But oh, Lumpy says that Chrome has an extension for it, so I think that tarot and game nerdery do mesh too. Yeah, I do both. I definitely get more viewership on my tarot content for sure. But there's a lot of people that watch my tarot content and then they will come join me for the gaming content too. So I think that you could be psyching yourself out about it. So there's a question to answer for yourself. Are you the niche? Are you wanting to create content around a niche, or are you wanting to create content around your personality? And ask yourself, like, think about who you were 2 years ago and what you were interested in 2 years ago and what you would have been niched around 2 years ago, and if that still holds up for what you would want to do today. That's the best way. Like, when I'm trying to think about like niching or goal setting or whatever, I'm starting to look in the past a couple of years and see, like, who was she, what was she doing, what was she interested in. If I had tied myself to a niche 2 years ago of what was I doing 2 years ago, it was tarot and Stardew mostly. Yeah, I think that was it. But let's, if I backtrack a little bit further, 4 or 5 years ago, and I'd completely just branded myself as like a horror streamer, which I kind of had. I just play horror games all the time. I'm buying all of these horror games from Steam. We're doing a different horror game every week. And then here I am now, and I can't play them anymore because of health issues and heart palpitation, blah, blah, blah. Now I would be changed to that, and that would actually be very detrimental to me, right? Overwatch a couple of years ago too. Yeah. So streaming on YouTube is interesting. I think it's cool that you get, like, when I opened my YouTube thing a second ago to like search for this collab video y'all were recommending, my live stream is right here on the front page. So it looks like you get, because you're live on Twitch, you get prioritized to the because you're live on YouTube, you get prioritized to the YouTube audience that tunes in. You're shown on the thumbnails. You're put on highest up on the subscription, because to YouTube, I'm sure it's like they're going to be creating in the moment interaction and keeping people on our platform longer. So I think it's kind of fun. It's not as integrated as Twitch is right now with like I think it's getting better. It's growing with like alerts and creating that chat interaction and the chat relationships and stuff, a community, I guess, community building. YouTube's working on it. So I'm actually like I like streaming on YouTube. I enjoy doing this once a month. I prefer streaming on Twitch still because maybe I'm used to it, but I also like the tools built in. Twitch is built as a streaming platform, so there's a lot more like chat tools just around the actual streaming process that are more, I guess, intuitive or better integrated. This makes me feel super insecure, Gamarobu. It makes me feel like shit. And when people come to my tarot streams, but they don't come to my game streams, it's like, oh, they just want something from me. They don't like me or like what I like. They just want something from me. And I'm struggling greatly with that. But you also probably do have some people that found you through tarot and they're just longtime supporters of you now, and they'll show up no matter what. And maybe not every single stream that you do, but they pop in, they say hi. So I would just, I think this happens to people who kind of like blow up from one, like thinking of these like makeup people that I watch. They do a lot of makeup and then they do a true crime video and that explodes. And let's say they had like 500 views on a video beforehand, and that true crime and makeup video gets like 10,000 views, and then every makeup video they put up is still like 500 views, 600 views, 800 views, 900. Now they're getting 1,000 views on their makeup videos, but their true crime videos are getting 50,000 views, 70,000, but their regular makeup ones are like 1,000, 2,000, but that's doubled from that 500 before. So it's still growing people. You just have this main content that is what like is drawing the most energy in and the most viewership in, but it's still converting people into that other content that you were making. You're still seeing growth. It might not be as big as this main content, but there's still growth over there. And I think that should be recognized and appreciated and valued, instead of just comparing these two styles of content. Still just make these like small videos, because those are going to feed your soul. The variety, it sounds like. This is great. Yeah. If I get big, I get big. Having fun. We're here to have fun. So how do you decide which one you should commit to? I would say experiment with them. Whether between Patreon, Fanhouse, and Kofi, I would experiment with them because they all feel different. I did not long-term enjoy the format of Fanhouse. I tried it out for a couple of months. I have my own, reflections on why it didn't work for me. I don't really enjoy Patreon. I don't exactly know why, because it's not that different from Kofi, but I just don't like the feeling of it. I don't like the look of it, the aesthetic of it. I like Kofi. I like the integrations of it. I like the payment process. I like the branding of the platform. I like the community. So they're all going to look and feel different. So just try them all out and post on them for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and market them all, and just see, maybe a lot of people really, you make different types of content for each one. I think like it's a different culture on each one to a certain degree. Coffee and Patreon are very similar though, but there's slight differences. So I would experiment. You got to experiment with everything when it comes to being a content creator and streaming. Do you think you could be more successful have your own on your website? That would just be, I wouldn't even know where to, like, how to create a paid membership for my website. I think that there's like a super professionalism of having like a paid space on your website where people can sign up for like courses or private something or other. But I think that trustworthiness of the recognized brand. Like people, like your website, some people feel like sketch about putting their personal information, like a credit card, into a personal website as compared to a branding with trust, like Patreon or PayPal or Etsy, eBay. Like we recognize these names and we know there's some form of protection about our identities and our credit card information. So I actually think you'd probably convert more people into paying clients of yours for whatever content it is that you're producing if you went through some of these more mainstream platforms that allow it, just because of the name, the brand recognition on them, and filling people with more trust to send that information over to you. I think I'm probably gonna wrap the live stream up here. I'm starting to get like worn down and winded, so my voice is very gravelly today for some reason, but I do want to say thank you all so much for coming out and for your wonderful questions, and for joining me for this chat today. Yeah, we had a lot of good questions. We had a good chat. I'm going to be, I'm working on an OBS, like a dummies guide to OBS or something, because I finally converted fully from Streamlabs OBS into OBS. So I'm going to try to have that up probably before like the last couple of weeks of April. Sometime in the next week or two, I'd like to have that video up. I also want to make a concise 10 to 15 minute video about unfollowing everyone on social media and the process of that and why to do it. And that I'm gonna make a whole video that's just like unfollowing everyone kind of thing. Those are kind of the videos I have planned coming up. If y'all have anything in specific you'd like to see from me this month, as far as like a more tech tutorial, like alerts or overlays or anything like that, let me know in a comment on this live stream, or you can just like tweet it at me or something like that. And I guess that's it. I'm gonna go work on my website tonight and turn all these lights off and put some music on and just chill. But I hope you all have a wonderful next couple of weeks here in April. I hope that spring is treating you well, or fall, depending on where you are in the world. And yeah, I suppose that's it. I will give my obligatory, make sure you go touch grass. Please get outside, get away from your computers. Me too, trying. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you all my next, oh yeah, again, final plug of it, but tomorrow at 6 p.m. if you're subscribed and you want to join the Discord server, we're going to be doing the sub stream reviews, and yeah, don't forget to check the description box for the link to Place It, who sponsored today's live stream. So thank you, Place It. If you would like to check out some streamer graphics, you'll get a 15% off any purchase you make with the link in the description box below. And I suppose that's it. My next Twitch live stream is going to be, well, I'll be live on Gothfish's channel tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern with Phasmophobia for a collab. And I think I'm probably going to try to stream Sunday night on my channel, and we may do tarot. Not sure about that. It's either going to be tarot or Breath of the Wild. We'll see. I might be rolling out with my new offbeats. Oops, offbeats. But I might be rolling out my new stream schedule next week, which is 3 hours of tarot and then 2 hours of Breath of the Wild after. So maybe I'll try that out Sunday and see how it goes. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you all so much for being here. Alerts for YouTube Live. Yeah, that's one that I should dig into a bit. Thank you, Rebamac, for that suggestion. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. And I will thank you for the mods. Panthera, Lumpy, thank you for helping mod tonight. And yeah, okay. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Bye, everyone. I will see you next time. Thank you again. Bye. Wait, how do I get out of here? I'm going to put us on... What screen should I put us on to just say bye to? Do I have a good one? I could put you on Mad World.